Hey Spuddies, Potatomcwhiskey here, and welcome to Let's Play Imperator Rome. We have a little bit of an army, and we are going to bring it back now to our borders. I think I will probably disband this when this guy dies. He's pretty old, and he is slowly dying, so that's fine. And so we have a few problems to take care of. We have some exiled armies. Most importantly, we have a pretty bad war exhaustion right now, which is causing us some issues. Also, we have a bit of a rebellion problem, so we're going to have to... I think I have a bit of an idea on how to maybe deal with this. If I can settle enough provinces with my population, I might be able to stave off the rebellion by increasing the size of my nation to the point where they're no longer considered like a significant ratio. Because if you look here, it's because 21% of the population and the 18.76% threshold. So if I can maybe get enough population moved about, I might be able to prevent that. Although I have to kind of lower my stability to do that, but we'll see if we can do that. So we want to capture as many pops as possible. We can put 5 here. So I'll just split this directly in half and swing you guys over here. We'll have to spend quite a few points to make this work. And the 6 here. Let's have a look. We'll put 3 there. So we'll have to do some point spending, but I think it'll be worth it in the end. So where's the next lift off? Probably here. The unrest is too high. Why is the unrest so high? Because of my war exhaustion. So I might do... I'd have to find a way to grab other pops like here. Unrest is too high. So let's go ahead and put on the... where is it? Local autonomy, which will bring the unrest down to a little bit more of a manageable number. Then we can start to maybe increase the amount of population we have and hopefully avoid this costly civil war. So I'll need 6 there and 10 there. So I'll just drop the 10 on that province right there. See if we can't get this under control. He's currently 24%, but once we get settled down, I also have enough gold to start building up my capital. I'm going to lose centralization again because I want my centralization as low as possible for a number of reasons. A, it's cheaper to migrate, and B, it makes my retinues bigger. So we'll settle there. My hope is the unrest is super high. Part of it is due to the war exhaustion. I might invoke Devotio again to try and bring this down faster, so that I can start doing stuff with my high unrest provinces. So we'll just have a look here. Go ahead and settle that. So can I... not promote, I want to do assimilate. That means I should be able to lift back up immediately here. Can I get a monthly tick? I need this number to update. Is what I really, really need. The unhappiness is way too high in here. What I could do is maybe move some of the really unhappy pops out. Although I don't think I'm allowed to. Yeah, it's the unrest is too high, so I really do have to wait for that. And the stability is just going to make things worse. You can see this is like losing loyalty really fast. So I might have to cancel the tributary. Although, you know, we never know. Might be able to pull this off. Let's just start migrating again to try and get a higher proportion of population in the world. So we'll put 3 there. 1, 2, 3. And we will assimilate here and do the same thing. We'll lift and shift and then settle. And yes, you may buy that from me. Now, the good news is we produce a lot of fish and salt and grain, although I thought there would be more grain. I guess it's mostly just fish that's being produced in here. Yes, I misunderstood what exactly is being produced, but we have a lot of fish, which is giving us population growth, which is nice because it means we'll grow up our capital a little bit quicker. I think I am going to slap in another granary. I need to get the population of my capital up and up and up. In fact, I might even send these 2 guys over there to join the capital. But the nice thing is now I have a controlled bridge here, so I can kind of walk freely a little bit. Let's get these guys spread out a bit. They're not taking attrition. There's no need to take that attrition. 6 here. Take these 6 and go there. And in fact, change my mind. We'll drop 7 on this province. Although the unhappiness is quite high in there. It might be better to drop here instead, where we might have a better chance of actually controlling the unhappiness. Yes, you may buy things off of me. Let us settle once we have enough migrants. Oh wait, you're gonna go there. They're only 21%. The threshold is 16.9% because my stability is so low. Settle, combine, and then settle. Yeah, the unrest is just way too high in here because of these pops. I would have to try maybe assimilate them. Bring that unrest down, but the governor corruption, the cultural assimilation, and the starving city is a little bit too much. Starving city especially is causing me some big problems. Did you get that thingy down? So I might just go ahead and release this tribute. Can't break a tributary relationship yet. Okay, that is really bad. I'm going to take the blessing of Alkis to bring down corruption here in my empire. Corruption is starting to become a bit of a problem, in particular for my leader, who's up to 23. So if I can get the corruption down a bit, maybe that'll make things also a little bit friendlier. The starving city problem is a very big problem. The main thing is the war exhaustion. If I can get the war exhaustion down to a manageable level, I think I would be fine. Unfortunately, I can't cancel this tributary, because apparently I have a truce with them. I would love to cancel the tributary if I could. That would be fantastic. This guy's also really disloyal. I have to bribe him to keep him happy, and I'll also take this trade deal. Yikers, yikers, yikers. I mean, the threshold is really close. We're really close to preventing the civil war. If I could maybe convert more of these. Put 3 in there. And 2 in there. Keep growing as aggressively as we can. Oh shoot, we settled in Bohemian. Not what I meant to do. Get these guys out of here. And look for somewhere else to settle. Running out of spots in Germania that we can settle. Dominant culture is not Swabian. Problem is the unrest is a little bit high. It is coming down. War exhaustion is ticking down very quickly. That'll be fine. And the negative stability is ticking upwards. I will take the extra little bit of religious power. I'll just send these guys to the capital. It'll take them a while. What I should do is force march them. They get there a little bit quicker. 12 months. That is not good. Can I get my stability up a tick or two? Maybe that'll be enough to stave off the civil war. I have them down to a small percentage. That's 5 months away. I send them a gift. I should have improved opinion with them. Could have got them up to loyal. Yeah, I could have got these guys loyal. My last thing that I can do is maybe do subjugative stance. Yeah, okay, so we'll have to do subjugative stance, which kind of sucks because I didn't want to do that. But it does prevent the war, and it means I'm now picking up 0.53 ducats per month. Got some stabilizing to do. Let's have a look around for some pops that we can migrate. These guys need to be migrated because they're starving. Let's go ahead and keep settling. Break these up into groups of 3 to go settle this empty territory in here. I want at least 3 of all my pops. We'll go reclaim that. I will lose popularity. Someone was murdered. My thingy is too low. Okay, the rebellion risk is ticking away. And I'm going to take the money here. We're in remission. Where are we starving? Unhappiness is too high. I can definitely migrate this. But I need to convert the religion in here. I'll drop 1. I'm going to take the rest of these guys up to the capital. Cost me some cash, but I'm hoping that by settling these guys in the capital, I'll be fine. I will need a granary, and I don't mind dipping down in terms of cash, because I will be able to cut off some of this expenditure in a second here. Losing 10 cash per month. That's fine. Lose 5 stability. That's okay. Put you there. We will settle the capital with these migrants. Once the granary is done, it'll be able to survive no problem. Lose stability. I'll imprison this guy and then immediately release him. But I don't want him to run off to another country who might declare war on me. That's what they can do. They can run off to other countries and cause you some problems by escaping. Now, we do have a huge overpopulation problem here, but the granary will finish in the not too distant future. And that will stabilize the population in the capital. Okay, so I think we're stabilizing a little bit. Going to dismiss that guy so I don't have to pay him a wage. I don't know why. I am so weak on cash. Why am I losing so much money? It's because of this. This guy has his own retinue now. Closed court. I'll avoid that for now. I'm making so little money. I think it's partially down to a stability problem, right? Can't tell why I'm not gaining money. I have no forts. I have a fleet. I'm spending a lot on wages. I would have thought I would be in a better position the bigger I grow, but it seems to be the opposite is the case. I am in fact getting worse off. I think part of it is due to my stability. Maybe we can recover a bit. And yeah, I think it is partially down to stability and aggressive expansion causing me issues here. So we'll let some time tick past. I would have thought centralizing in my capital would get me more money. Apparently not, although I do need to lift these guys because they are starving. That means I should probably settle them in the capital or something, but I might just grab another province or two in here. If we look at the map mode here, we'll put 6 in there. Then we will assimilate and convert and then lift. Okay. And then we want 4 over there. Then we might settle some of these guys in the capital, ideally. Capital, not the capital city, because I can't afford to make it the granary, but maybe somewhere near the capital, like Badena, maybe. Alternatively, trying to look at where we might be able to bring these guys. Yeah, I think we're going to bring them up to the capital to settle them there, because it is a reasonable spot. So we'll settle over here in Badena. There is a nice province here, actually, with a port. With room for exactly 7 people. You head over there. Go ahead and settle. Did I miscount this? I did. Head up this way. And you should be fine like that for now. Found a bunch of gold. Now, our stability being really low is costing us problems. My hope is that we can stabilize here. It'll take a bit of time, but we'll get it under control. Got 11, room for 11 over there, so we'll bring them up. We'll settle you guys in. We'll accept your trade offer. Oh, one of my guys died. No wonder my army expenses are so high. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. That should free up a decent amount of cash. I'm going to settle as many of them as I can in the capital city before it starts getting negative penalties. So being 1 over, I can settle 1 more, I think. And then we can just drop these guys on, like, this city. Just spread them around here. Can't afford to do that. Our capital is slightly overpopulated, but we're starting to make money, which is great. It's fantastic. So we're gonna let things stabilize a bit here because we kind of went a little bit wild. A little bit wild. We've also got some manpower to recover. Now I should be able to start taking these guys on, and I, of course, also want to unite Germania. So that's going to be my next big project. I want to be a little bit careful about continuing to expand. We're still waiting for centralization to tick down, so I might take a moment here and just let a few years pass as my nation stabilizes and kind of gets a hold of itself. Now, if I check out my capital, it could be time to start converting over to citizens, although I really do need that gold. I will gain here. Take an old fertility rights. I'm going to go ahead and say I want that religious power ahead of anything else, because I can use that to stabilize my realm. National unrest is coming down. Okay, excellent. I've got nowhere starving except for the capital has an overpop, but we'll buy a granary here to keep that popping along. The culture is fine now, so I'm going to go ahead and do religious conversion. I will imprison this researcher and then release him, because he is the best for the job. It's a little bit of a weird thing to do. It's like, I'm imprisoning you, you're free. But I feel like it's the right move. I can't tell what kind of ships those are. They've got flanking range, but we have heavy ships. Yeah, we're still getting pillaged, which really sucks. These guys are taking attrition. Move them into somewhere a little bit safer. So I think I can take this off and start doing centralized population so that I can start moving people around. And okay, you're basically empty, you're basically empty, you're nice and full. We'll start centralizing population here. And probably want to do the same here. It'll hurt the output, but I think in the long run it'll mean that we can do more migration. So now it might be worth it to do national population growth, but I think the big thing here is maybe national tribesman output. That would get me a bit of extra manpower and gold. Yeah, half a ducat a month. I think that was worthy to spend, because that's going to help me recover a bit. I am losing some men to attrition here. I wish they'd fix that normal winter thing. It's kind of annoying. It seems to be... I thought that was changed, but apparently I was wrong. Nice thing is we have a tributary who will slowly be providing me with income. And we're almost stable enough to appoint a wise one, which we definitely want to do. And he will make our national citizens that much happier, so these guys are productive. I think once I get these guys up to like an average of 50% happiness, we'll start investing in them. I don't want to lose loyalty. I'll spend the civic power because the cash is a little bit hard to come by. I need the stuff that I want. The supply limit will be nice for the long run. The ship damage taken could help. Let's go ahead and get that going. 13% chance that we convert some of these druidic pops, which is long-term important. Starting to centralize into the capital here is what we want. And here, so we're going to wait till they tick up, and we'll just let stability kind of rule the roost for a bit. We need to get ourselves back to a reasonable place of productivity, and then we need to start maybe looking at expansion again through war. Like these guys here would be my first target. Now, if I were to declare war on them, I would be fighting 3 small nations. I'll be fighting Frisia, who has 11 cohorts. You have 8. So I'd be fighting a lot of small cohorts. So I would want to have the ability to take someone out individually, eat them, and like sort of bite them apart piecemeal, essentially. Maybe even better would be to have like migratory pops ready to move on these guys to settle on their heads. I will say you get the veterans due, although we're not nearly ready for that. The problem with having druids in my nation is that they are hurting my religious unity, which is hurting my omen power. We're taking it easy though. Okay, we got 5 pops in here. We got 6 in here. Now these guys are really upset, but they will be turned into friendly pops soon. We're just gonna take our time, chill, relax. We're in no rush. Now, can I import anything? No. Now, what I could start doing is I could start canceling some trade agreements. So, for example, if I wanted horses or sheep in my capital, I could cancel a couple of these sheep exports and import them both into my capital. And now I get the benefit of 15% population growth in my capital, as well as the national freeman promotion cost, which is quite nice. Because if I go in here, for example, and I were to promote this guy, it's expensive to do this, but it's normally it would cost me a bit more because I wouldn't have the surplus of livestock in the capital and the export of livestock. Let's see, is there any other sort of resources that I could do that with? That I have like an excess of? Not really. I could cancel the export of woad and import it to my capital, which would give me more national tribesman happiness, which would make integrating other tribes easier. So I'll do that. So now we have woad. Oh, I thought I had 2 copies of that woad. That sucks. So yeah, it's time to look for expansion. Right. We have a nice and big city. I'm going to promote you to a citizen because they're actually better. They'll produce a very small amount of technology. Amazingly, they're producing 4%, which is kind of mind-boggling at this point. So we've got mostly the wrong culture in here. We can fix that. Waiting for the centralization to take place. Hey, we got a slave over here. I'd like to move that to my capital. You have a look. See if I move it to Badena and then to the capital. We have a slave in the capital who is giving us some output. And we want slaves in the capital for a few reasons. It's because we want more pops in the capital, because the capital is the best place for population right now. Gain 100 power for 50 money. That is religious status law. So they want me to implement this omen power law, which is good. It would cost me some power, but I would become popular. Yeah, I'll do that. Religious status, I think, is better than that because we have plenty of national tribesman happiness. Let's go ahead and implement an apothecary. So we're waiting for our centralization to tick down. Now, it takes a while. But we're getting about 2% per year. This guy is now disloyal, so I'm going to... I would love to bribe him, but I think my leader is poor. He doesn't have enough cash to do that yet. I can't tell how big of a power base you have. Some of the power base is disloyal. 18.63% is disloyal, so I need this guy to be happy. I could exalt him. But he's gonna die soon. So I'm just gonna let him be mad. Non-twistic people of Lacobardia. This would twisticize some people in Lacobardia, which is Control F, Lacobardia. I mean, it converted them. We've got 8 pops in here. A lot of the wrong culture. We'll sort that out. Eventually. Eventually we'll sort that out. There's a pop in here. They will eventually get moved to Flevum. So we're building up another city up here by centralizing our population. And mainly what we're doing here is we're building up a population to migrate, is what we're doing in Flevum. And the idea will be these pops will migrate here, and then we'll be able to make a little migratory army. We'll try to fill up our capital province, because this is the most productive and useful. Up to 11 pops here. Okay. Yeah, I really need to get rid of these guys. I might do some manual moving. So let's look for Swabians to the capital spot. Okay. So I can move another non-Swabian to the capital spot. Now I need 2 more Swabians. Let's do this. And then I could easily justify moving. No, I'll just lift. Go ahead and settle in the cap. Don't really have anywhere to go, but this will consolidate my my culture a little bit, and my religion rather. That's why we're doing that. The city will be a little bit unhappy because it's overpopped for a while, but with the building of this and the extra cash it'll bring me. Can't afford to lose loyalty. Now we'll settle here. That'll cause some problems, but it should be fixed once this granary is built. Okay, so the guy who was disloyal died, which means his army is now ours, so I'm going to go ahead and disband that army. I don't want to pay for it. And we now have a granary in here. Now the citizens are a little bit unhappy, but that's okay. We have a lot, I mean a lot of tribesmen. Now we can start upgrading these guys. If we want to go to the stabilization route, tech-wise, like, we can start climbing because we have a behind time penalty. So I could start upgrading all these pops up to citizens now that they're like pretty useful. I think what I will do is I will do a religious endowment and then upgrade like that many, I guess, 33. There it is. Now we have a whole bunch of these guys doing research for us. We're up to a 44% research efficiency. So it'll only take us 20 years to get that tech now. We will, of course, be able to improve that over time as we get our stability up. That'll be something. Just wait until we get our centralization down. That did hurt our income a little bit, but I think the research points now at this point is worth it. You guys are a little bit unhappy, but they will become more happy as the stability recovers. Okay, we're waiting for some people to convert. I think I'll just live with those guys being the wrong thing and maybe see if I can't go to something that doesn't cause unrest. Like, for example, encourage trade. How are we looking at a potential war here? Let's have a look. Who is the easiest target? I really do think it is Bructeria. Let's go ahead and fabricate a claim on them. First, let's do the aggressive protection. That'll save us a bit of oratory power as we fabricate these claims. Get our armies in position. You want to be disbanded, so I'll leave you there for now. See here, I want to lose centralization, so I'll click that one. No, I could in theory threaten war, but they would not accept it. The goal will be to hit these guys hard and fast so they can't recover. They've only got 7 cohorts. They're pretty vulnerable to a fast attack. Everyone's lined up. Alright, let's go. These guys will not be ready for this, my hope. We are up against a decent amount of troops. Something to consider. I'm going to get you to siege that capital down, although what's your skill level? Who's my lowest skill? You are, actually, surprisingly. Even though you actually have pretty good skill. See if you can't catch them in a skirmishing battle. Yeah, did you bait them in? Really, I should have focused on one of the junior partners in the war. So this is a bit of a problem. These guys are beelining for my capital. But this is my technically strongest army because it has archers in it. And a really good leader. So we'll just kind of let things lie for now. Kind of move forward a little bit. If we can't catch this little stack here, that would be nice. That'd be a real feather in our cap. They're not ready, and they're kind of vulnerable to our troops anyway. Yeah, you're on skirmishing stance, so hopefully that'll buy you time. Skirmishing versus shock, that's good. They're running envelopment, which is weak to shock, so why don't you drop in there with your shock action? Very good job. Although somehow you're collapsing. You're sieging down, which is exactly where we want you. These guys are coming in now. And it'll be a shock action, so this will be a fast and brutal battle. Exactly the kind of battle that we want to have. Let's have a look at war exhaustion. It's starting to tick up a little bit. Let's go ahead and get this fleet out and start blockading. Your siege here is making sense and doing well. I'll put a leader in you if things are looking shaky. Nice, we caught that little stack there. Let's push up this way. You do have to kind of walk around, so what I might do is this. You should be able to flip that fort soon. Let's kind of go up to a higher speed while we wait for things to happen. These guys are going to try and recover. They're going to be coming back with vengeance. Let's see. Xenophobia. Heated debates again comes out here in prominent lately. Away with xenophobia. Harry. This guy is already pretty upset with me. He's a clan chief. So I don't mind. I'll say, well, he's practically Swabian to try to turn the other cheek type deal, or try to like minimize the fallout. That will bring a rivalry to bear, which might cause us problems. My guy's pretty healthy though. You guys are all in position to support each other. I need this fort to flip. Nice one. I'm gonna bribe him to keep him happy. Dogpile. You need to be in skirmishing stance to buy time. Those of you who don't know, skirmishing stance reduces the amount of casualties you take, so it extends the length of a battle. But we've got this guy sieged down now. So we should be able to piece him out in the not too distant future. You've just got to siege down all of this, and then we'll be able to take a nice big bite out of Germania. But anyway, I'm going to call that there. I want to thank you guys very much for watching. Hope you guys are enjoying this series so far. I love you all very much, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!